Hey, Blind Coyote. How's it going? So it's morning for you. I would say good afternoon. Actually, my first question should always be like, can you hear me? Because I'm always worried that that my mic setup isn't working. But apparently it is. Your allergies? What kinds of allergies? Like hay fever? Oh gosh. Yeah, it's the season, right? Have you got like antihistamines for them? I have to admit, I'm not an expert because I'm fortunate enough not to have any hay fever allergies or whatever. Hey people! Suddenly everybody's like streaming in. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you guys back. Man, I hope it gets better for you with the allergies. That sucks. Like I can talk about this now because I've like announced it, but I'm pregnant and I was dealing with like a lot of heartburn for like the first 24 weeks. And it impacted my work so much because I felt like so awful. I just couldn't concentrate just because, I felt so shitty all the time. But now I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well too, Adam. How have you been for the past months? Few months, I should say. Really? I had no idea cats could have allergies. Actually, that makes sense. Of course they can. Yeah, but I'm on meds for them now, Adam, so. No more heartburn for me for, I want to say, 6 weeks now or something. So I've been feeling a lot better. I know! I never had heartburn before either. So I was like, I have like this feeling of like, I don't know, like my food being like stuck in my throat. And I was like, what is this? Like, and why does it go away when you eat more? Like you feel like you're super full up, but then you're hungry and you eat more and it's like, oh, it actually goes away. What is this? And then, a couple of weeks later, I found out it's heartburn. Yeah, actually, people ask that question a lot. How's the pregnancy going? It's actually the first thing people ask, even when they just met you. Like, it's like, oh, you're pregnant. Okay, how's it going for you? So, but yeah, it's it's been relatively easy for me. So, aside from like some heartburn and nausea and stuff, I haven't really had like I've been reading or been hearing like stories from women who've been like throwing up a lot or like having these major pelvic issues so they can't walk or can't lift or something. And I haven't really had those issues, like knock on wood. I'm 30 weeks now, so 10 more weeks to go. And it, one day, it might be like, oh, okay, now it's time, your belly's too heavy, so now you're not allowed to, walk anymore, or whatever. But I think I'll be fine. And yeah, the kid is definitely like, feed me, because I've been eating a lot. But also not, because my stomach's been getting smaller, so stuff doesn't fit anymore. Nah, not any, no weird cravings. It's been mostly like, since the beginning of the pregnancy, like apples work really well for the heartburn, so I've been eating a lot of those. It used to be like 2 or 3 a day. Now it's like 1 a day, so that's okay. And now I really like toast with Nutella, but that's not weird. So I've been pretty normal so far, I think. I haven't like sent my husband out to get like weird stuff in the middle of the night yet. Two weeks of fried mushrooms and then 1 bowl of fried. So why would you call him a craving? Like, because she was like, I need to have French onion soup right now. I mean, I guess I've kind of like had cravings in that sense, but it's not, it hasn't ever been like so bad that I've like gone to the store because I need to have it now or something. So did you know where to get French onion soup at that point? Oh, well, lucky that you knew where to get it. Like, there's this one Turkish thing that I'd love to eat again someday. Not like as a craving, but just like, I've always loved it. But it's really hard to make yourself. And I don't really, because it's a Turkish thing, I don't really know where to get it here. So if I ever got a craving for that, I would be hard pressed probably to actually find it. No, it's called börek, which is like, it's like pastry, but put into milk and then with cheese. And there's like also a variant where it's like pastry with spinach and cheese, but it's just like baked. But this one is like chewier or something. I don't know. It just hits all the right spots in terms of like fattiness and stuff. But yeah, it's not a, like every Turkish store has baklava, What's kielbasa? Hold on. I'm gonna look up a picture now. This is what happens when we talk about food here. And we need to look up pictures. Kielbasa. Oh, those! Yeah, those really thin, chewy ones. Oh, those are nice. Where are they from? Is that a Polish thing? I think we also have like a variant of smoked sausage in Holland, which is like super Dutch. But I think it's literally called like smoked sausage in Dutch. But it's like way more fatty than kielbasa. You're in the States, right? Blanchioti? I keep forgetting. I can imagine it being really nice with rice as well, the kielbasa. So do you guys like have actual like dinner for lunch always? Because we Dutch people, we just have like sandwiches for lunch usually. It's like the Dutch staple is a sandwich with cheese on it, and that's like lunch with a glass of milk. Oh, yeah, that's true. Though I have to say, like, we don't really have that many leftovers usually. Oh, hold on, I'm putting down my desk again. Mini pot. Actually, I don't think pot pies are really a thing here in Holland, unless they're like quiches. And not really, are they? No, we don't have those a lot here in Holland. Honestly, I'm really curious what we'll do with like the food, because they're saying I think you can't like use salt or whatever for toddler food. But you know, we've been eating so much like food with like lots of herbs and pepper and salt and stuff that I'm probably not gonna actually want to eat that much if it's not like tasty. So we might just like cook a separate pot for the kid and then eat our own stuff ourselves. I don't know, yo. I don't know though. Like, we have HelloFresh right now, and I am not like ordering for 3 people for a kid because they, don't eat enough to justify that. So. I am looking for, like, once the kid is born, first thing I'm gonna do is eat toast with smoked salmon, because that's the thing that I've definitely missed the most in this whole pregnancy that I couldn't eat. Oh, really? I mean, so our experience with like HelloFresh is that it also really depends on like the distribution system or the distribution center that it comes from, because we've been like pretty happy with HelloFresh for, I want to say, like 7 years now or something. And my mother-in-law tried it, and she was really unhappy. Like, a lot of stuff was like spoiled easily or was like missing and stuff, and so she had a really bad experience with HelloFresh, and ours was like great, but I think hers came from like a different distribution center, so I think that matters a lot. Actually, they hadn't really, back then they hadn't really apparently not standardized it yet, but I'm imagining that the supply chain might also be like super different in the States compared to here. I think kids are just really good at like listening to their stomach and their appetite still. You know how we were always forced to like finish our plates because little kids were starving in Africa and stuff? That's what has made us all like habitual eaters as adults, I think. So I actually don't mind like for kids to be like, well, I'm full, I'm not going to eat anymore. I was like, okay, fine. If they're hoping for dessert instead of dinner, see, that's a different ball game. But then you can always say like, well, if you're still hungry, you can eat this. We saved it for you. You're welcome. And then we'll get a tantrum because the kid wants sweets. Oh, really? My mom had the strategy of just not having sweets in the house altogether. So once I got out, I moved out, like, I could eat whatever I wanted. So it was like a big feast for me, and I really had to like, I really went all out for like a couple of years, and then had to like dial it back because it was like, no, wait, I'm done now. I had my party, and now I've learned as an adult that I can also just not have too much. Hey, antagonist, how's your wife doing with her surgery and stuff? Is she up and running again? Oh, good to hear that she's mostly okay. Not about the complications, of course, but good to hear she's mostly okay. Oh, time for a break. Okay. That's actually good for me because I need to stretch my back. So, hold on. So I'll just take a quick break, run an ad to like get the pre-rolls out for everybody, and then I'll be back in like a couple minutes. All right, I'm back. So, Blind Coyote, if you're still listening, did you make comics too? I think I remember you mostly work on illustrations, right? Or am I misremembering? No comic ambitions? Yeah, you're telling me. I was just thinking, like, every time I try something new, like, these like fur details that I'm putting in the clothing right now. Sometimes I do it and sometimes I don't, and it makes such a big difference in the look that I'm like, crap, I'm not being consistent. And man, consistency is like one of the hardest things about comics, I think. That and paneling. I used to want to make just like a feature film out of the story that I'm drawing right now, but obviously I can't make a feature film by myself, so I figured I'd make a comic out of it. Also because a lot of friends like convinced me to get back into comics, because I used to do them a lot. Like when I was, teenager. And then they were all like, well, this will be a really good comic. I'm like, yeah, but do I want to? And then I caved. Weirdly enough, though, what's helping me is painting the backgrounds instead of actually like inking and drawing them. Because I cannot draw a background to save my life with inks for some reason. What I find impressive, though, is you guys working on full paintings during streams, because I cannot talk to people and think about color and lighting and composition at the same time. It takes too much of my brain space. It's also the reason why I pencil pages first, like off stream, and then ink them on stream, because like the inking I can handle and flatting I can handle, but penciling and paneling and stuff, that just takes too much. If you've got any cat tax for us, by the way, feel free to share. Aha, there it is. Oh man, they lay with you like that? That's so cute. What's their name? The largest part of my experience with cats. Minnie! That's cute. I expected, I don't know, something else. Something robust. But Minnie's super cute. Until recently, like, my only experience with cats was, like, kind of the aloof ones, you know? Where they would, like, where you'd, like, go to pet them and they would, like, stay just out of reach. But when we moved into a new neighborhood, we got this neighborhood cat, or like a cat from neighbors who roams the whole neighborhood, but he's also like friends with the whole neighborhood. Kind of like a rag doll. Though not as big. But he is so cute, at least I think it's a he. And super cuddly and like curious about everything and likes to see everything. And if you're like working in the garden, then he just wants to like, you know, be around you and stuff. And I have to say, I am a dog person, but that cat made me question myself. I was like, would I like a cat after all? That cat won me over, man. Actually, now I should pay the cat tax, shouldn't I? Hold on. Let me see if I have a picture on my phone somewhere. That's a really far away picture. Oh, that's a pretty one, I guess. Now to get it from my phone to my computer. There he is. Really cute. And super easy. Like you can pet his belly and everything. Very handsome. At least I think, yeah, I think it's a guy. Like maybe I've been calling him he the whole time. Maybe it's a girl. I don't know. And I think it's, I don't know what breed he is. Maybe he's a mix or something. He looks like a rag doll, but he's not so, Oh, hold on. Oh, cat flash. Yeah, I don't have a... Hold on, how does a Discord link work? Like, if I upload it to Discord, will it... Can I just, like, link... Right-click, like, share thing? I was just talking about our neighborhood cat, like, who's super friendly and lets you, like, pet their belly and everything. There we go. Yeah. Now it's there for posterity. Everybody gets to look at him. This is also a part of my, like, Discord, Twitch learning experience. Like, everything I do on like Twitch is like, how does this work? And then just figuring it out live on stream. Which has honestly been, like, a pretty good experience so far. Like, usually I kind of, like, over prepare and stuff, but it's been kind of nice just being like, well, how does this work? And then having people explain it to me. But yeah, if anybody has any idea what breed he is, I would be curious to know, because I'm not super sure. And like I said, I'm a dog person, so all the breeds I know from cats are, like, super standard. No pets for you guys. Yeah, I think that's safe to say. It's probably a cat. He sounds like a cat too. Like, you know that... you might actually not know this, because I heard it for the first time, like, a year ago, where if cats are, like, looking at a bird, then they might make this, like, chittering noise. But, like, last year, I think, was the first time ever that I heard a cat do that. And I was at a friend's house, and I was like, what is your cat doing? And they were like, oh yeah, they're looking at the birds and like, you know, making that noise that they make when they look at birds. I was like, that's a thing? I had no idea. Oh, so you do have a cat. Sorry, I just assumed that you're not a cat person for some reason. That was very presumptuous of me. 2 cats! Do they like each other? Or do they not want anything to do with each other? Ah, siblings. So basically, they're siblings. They kept ambushing each other. That's hilarious. Maybe not so much if you have to have to manage it, but from a story perspective, that's hilarious. Man, another challenging comics. I keep forgetting details. Like you give someone a bracelet, but then you don't draw it half the time. I'm going to an art conference on Thursday, and I'm actually super excited. It's been a while since I've seen all the people that will probably be there. Yeah, it's starting to become like what's it called? I forget the English word. Like old and trusted, I guess. You know, you've been there a couple times, so now you know how it all goes and stuff. And I used to not like it at all because I felt like a lot of it was very like people weren't there to meet new people. They were only there to meet up with like old friends, you know? So it was actually, if you don't know anybody, well, I mean, established, like, but, like, for me, like, old, like home sweet home, I guess. But then, not really home for me, but Anyway. Um, so I had like a hard time like connecting with people and stuff, but then I don't know, somehow that changed, and I met a few more people who actually came there, and now it's like running into friends all the time again. So now it's kind of fun. Yeah, it was kind of. I mean, honestly, so there's this one conference called. Okay, so it has like a name. It has a name. Trojan horse was a unicorn. THU. And honestly, it's one of the most fun conferences that I've ever been to. Just because the policy, like it's like a full week. And at the introduction, like I want to say owner, but like Andre, the guy who did all the things, he specifically says, like, nobody gets left behind. That's like one of the rules of the conference. So if you see somebody who's like alone and not talking to anybody and they look like kind of like lost, then you go up to them and you like invite them to join your group. And that's like conference policy, which is, I think, pretty awesome. What do you call like the founder? Thank you. Jeez. I'm chalking this up to pregnancy brain, like me forgetting all the words. Anyway. But yeah, that actually like made it really, really fun. And I actually had it like happen to me a couple times where I didn't know like that many people there yet, and somebody actually like came up to me like, hey, come join us because nobody gets left behind. And I was like, whoa, this is pretty awesome. Because I made like friends really quickly that way. I guess the founder, the guy who did all the things. I know, I was just annoyed with myself. Like, I get really annoyed when I like forget stuff. So, but yeah, but I think the founder was like, is really aware of like how a bunch of nerds coming together are like really introverted people. So they need some help, I guess, getting to know each other and like not feeling left out and stuff. Instead of just assuming that everybody will get along and or already know each other. These pages are a bit of a contrast compared to the previous batch, since there's not like 5 million people in every panel to draw. Which is a nice change of pace, honestly. I haven't listened to the streaming music in a while, but that means that all this Hades music is like bringing back memories. Yeah. The Witcher TTRPG thing, that was definitely a one shot. I think the the combat system was a bit too complicated for us, and maybe also like a bit too unforgiving, I guess, for like newbies like us. But we ended up okay, good. I'm glad we're not the only ones thinking that. But so like a few months ago, friends of ours, we already like mentioned that like we wanted to like do some, something like Pathfinder or D&D or whatever to them, and they were like, oh yeah, we'd like to do that too. But the hard part is like finding a DM. But then like, I don't know, a couple months ago or something, they were like, hey, we found a DM, so if you want to, we can start. And I was like, what? That's so cool. So we actually started playing, and then before actually we started playing that one, my husband was like, well, I'm going to, this friend on Monday. And I was like, okay, what are you going to do? We're going to play Pathfinder. And I was like, what? I've been looking for groups to play with for like 3 years, and you find 2 in like 2 months, and you're not even inviting me. So I joined that group too. Yeah, but like thankfully they were people that I already like. They're colleagues of his, but I also like kind of know them, and we get along, I think. So I joined, and it's been fun. We've done a few sessions, and yeah, the idea is to like continue on. We might have a bit of a break once I'm due with the baby, but one of the friends actually said like, oh, maybe we should come to your place, for the last couple of weeks, so you don't have to like travel as much. And I was like, whoa, that's so considerate. And so cool, because honestly, like, I love the sessions and I'd love to keep going. I thought like once every 2 weeks would be too often. But I'm actually like, okay, when do we get to play again? Like just waiting for the next session. And as for characters, so with the one I'm playing, like I ended up with elves for both games. And then one is like a ranger, and one is a druid, because they needed a healer. Honestly, like if we really wanted like a dedicated healer, then cleric would have been better. But I didn't want to play cleric. Did you? Because you played D&D, right? You didn't play Pathfinder. What's CRPG? Like card game RPGs? Oh. Right. Okay. So the only computer RPG I know is like MMOs or something. Oh! Wait, no, there's actual games called Pathfinder, of course. Well, yeah. I've seen those on Steam. Anyway, so it's kind of funny actually, because I know a lot more about D&D just by watching like Critical Role and stuff. So I've been actually like referring to my D&D knowledge for a lot of like Pathfinder stuff. Like there's a thing called Hunt Prey, which is like basically Hunter's Mark, just like called differently. But then that was me at the table going like, okay, so I'm gonna like do Hunt Prey, because it's basically like Hunter's Mark, right? And then the people at the table who also knew D&D, they were like, yeah, it's basically Hunter's Mark. So like, okay, I know this. I know how this works. So it's actually been kind of nice to have something to refer to. But yeah. Man, I still need to finish Baldur's Gate. I dropped it for a while just because I was too tired in the evenings to actually like pick it up, and then I just haven't gone back into it yet. Yeah, exactly. I heard. I mean, I heard the same about like it is an offshoot of D&D 3.5, but I don't know why. Like, if you're saying like it's because 4E was so bad, then I will believe you. But it's a little different. Like there's some things that I'm like the weirdest thing for me still is you need to like fill your spell slots for the day with dedicated spells at the start of the day. So you have to like you get like I don't know like 3 level 3 spell slots, and if you want to like fill that up with fireball 3 times, then you get to like cast fireball 3 times at level 3, and that's it for that day, you know. And it's like what what, but I want to like choose at that point which spell I want to cast. Like why I don't want to choose if I want to like cast fireball 2 times and frostbite once. That like still weirds me out, and I wonder how that's gonna play out. But yeah, so far I've been, you know, we're like starting at level 1, so we've been doing like mostly cantrips. So it's like okay, cantrip, whatever. Oh, time for a break. All right, I guess I'll go do that. So I'll take a break, run an ad for a second, and then I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. You know, it's funny. Thank you. It's funny that you said that about like foresight and planning, because I feel I feel like if there's something that you can't do in those games, is like have a lot of foresight, because the DM can throw, you know, like an encounter at you that you can't foresee. So like you walk into something and then it's like, oh, suddenly, you know, roll initiative. I'm like, what? We were here to talk to someone. Why are they suddenly killed? Oh, so that's a 5e thing. That's funny. Yeah. What did I do? I think I went with a lot of combat spells for like the actual level 1 like the tiered spells. But then I had like more like random useful stuff in my cantrips. But then what I ran into was like eventually I would be in combat. I'd run out of spell slots, and then I wouldn't be able to do like a lot of damage with my druid anymore, because the only thing I had was like my actual weapons, which don't do that much anymore. Or yet, I don't know. So it was like, crap, I should have some actual damage spells in my cantrips too. Yeah, exactly. That's, you know, that's what really threw me when playing Pathfinder. I was like, how would you know that you need Fireball like 5 times that day? That always for Fireball. Exactly. Now, why is my... Oh, that's why. I haven't used them as much yet. Right, and then it's like, oh crap, if I had that one spell, if I had prepared it today, then I would know. Yeah, exactly. I think they do have like that you can take 10 minutes out of combat to like swap spells. So it's not like, oh, you need to like wait until the next day or take a short rest or whatever. So it's not that bad, but in combat it can be super annoying. Sure. I'll take it. I mean, I won't fault you on that one. I mean, don't quote me on it, but I think that was what I read from the Pathfinder thing. Maybe that's like what they did to make it more manageable compared to like D&D 3.5 or something. Then you just need 10 minutes to swap out your spells. But like I said, mostly in combat, it's like annoying that you're gonna be like, well, this spell was super effective, but I only, loaded it once, so I can only use it once. Really? Oh, I was gonna like ask and then assume that you were still playing, but okay, so you're actually... Are you guys gonna like start up a new campaign? Or are you guys like done? Modifius? Is it any good? Have you played it before? Or is it like totally new, the Fallout RPG? No one had prior experience. So, is there like a DM? Or like, I mean, not a dungeon master, I guess, but a GM then? I imagine it's a lot for them. Like reading up on all the new stuff. Oh, it's you! So I guess you've been doing a lot of work. It's a rule on your system. I have no idea what that means. Oh. Okay, so basically... I guess depending on like... So then... Hold on. So, but then if your skill gets higher... If your skill gets higher, then it gets easy. Oh yeah, then it gets easier to. No. Then it gets harder to roll under your skill. So it actually gets harder once you like level up. Oh no, it does get easier. Yeah, because the basic principle is you want a wider margin every time. Yeah, I get it. Like, it gets easier to roll under. I think it's because you're used to adding the dice to your dice and your skill, whereas now you're just rolling the dice and your skill is like the modifier. Yeah, I get that. I'm also, I think out loud with a lot with this kind of stuff, so like I get it wrong the first time, and then I had a colleague once who was like like a trafficker, like a planner for our department, and I used to walk into his office, say like I have a problem, and then he'd say, "What is the problem?" And then I'd like start talking, and while I was talking, I would actually like solve the problem by myself, like, oh, but if I do it this way, then I'll be fine. So whatever, okay, thank you, and then walk off again. So he actually said to his colleague who was like taking over for him when he left, he said like, if Ringen like enters your office, just let her talk for like 5 minutes, and then she'll solve it herself, and then she can walk off again. So just let her talk. Don't say anything. Your stat plus skill is your target number. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're setting a. So you basically you never roll like a 24 or whatever. Well, you would, because you'd roll 2d20, but you'd never roll like a 44 because even if your skills add up to that, because you don't add skills to your rolls. Oh, that's a really nice phrase. Thank you for accompanying me on this journey. Oh, okay. So you can actually never roll like higher than 20. So you basically always roll with advantage? I mean, we're not talking about anything else, so. Hijack away. Yeah, 20 and existed because of the 3. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So basically, you roll with like advantage always, in D&D terms. Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. So what's a complication? What happens when you get a complication? Oh, right. So then you'd have to like spend your next turn to like fix it or something. So funny, like such a different setting to actually have guns and stuff. Well, at least it sounds a little less complicated than Witcher. Like, I'd say Witcher is pretty hardcore. Because we played like the dumbed down version, you know, like the free download thing, where they like left out half of the rules. And already that, like, we already thought that was pretty hardcore. But you guys sound like you have a lot of TTRPG experience anyway. Oh, that's true. I think like keeping track of like your armor and the way it degrades and stuff in The Witcher by hand is like, holy moly, that's a lot of work and like very prone to errors. Because you're like kind of gonna forget or something. Wait, how do you do damage to yourself again? Was it like if your roll some kind of fail or something? Maybe it just wasn't possible for us yet. Oh, right. Jeez. Such a harsh game, man. But this is like version 1 of the game, right? Like, if the creators are anything like D&D, like they'll update the rules once they get more feedback from people. If they make it. Like, I'm not sure how big the game actually is. Ah, okay. I mean, unless there's like a really vocal community who's saying like, no, we want to like keep it the way it is. There might be like a chance that they actually like update it to reflect more. Update it to be more like Cyberpunk then. Well, I mean, you know, they might decide to, I don't know, not continue with Witcher because Cyberpunk is like their moneymaker, so they, you know, want to focus on that or something. I don't know. Stuff happens, but kind of how it is. What? Oh, there we go. Yeah, but I mean, that might be, you know, that might be up to CD Projekt Red, you know? That they're like being held up by like the other game company instead of by themselves and their wish to actually do something with it. Man, Witcher 4. Was that announced? It was announced, right? I think it was, yeah. But no date? We were playing a Pathfinder session and like I put on some music for like, you know, background and stuff. But I just picked out like some kind of thing from Spotify, and there was music in there that kind of sounded like Witcher, and then two people looked at each other and they said, "This is Witcher, right?" "Yeah, this is Witcher." And I was like, "This is not Witcher." I would have recognized it, and then everybody was looking at me like, "Okay, calm down." I was like, "Whoops." I played a lot of Witcher. Pre-production, then it's gonna take a while. 26, 27. Yeah, it's gonna be a couple more years. All right, this page is finished, and it's actually almost 5 for me, so I think I'm gonna give myself a break. Drama. Wait, why was there drama? We're getting any, but Witcher 4 comes out. Well, I mean, it's not like I'm. So if they're smart, because I'm imagining that like the TTRPG could like hype people up for the PC game. So if I were CD Projekt Red, I would share the lore as it is finalized with the TTRPG company, so they can work on the game like simultaneously. I think it would be really dumb for them to bring out the game, especially since they're like different companies. I would definitely do it together because they can profit off of each other's. Oh. Okay, well, let's hope the CEOs agree then, as well. I guess at least they'll get that feedback from the community. Well, yeah, okay, but that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that they're not doing it. At least they're receiving that feedback. Like, they can neither confirm nor deny that they're working on it right now, together with CD Projekt Red. So yeah. Yeah, but I guess, that's the hard. I mean, it's like they're like the third party, because CD Projekt Red licensed it from what's his name, right? Probably. So CD Projekt Red needs to like adhere to their whatever agreements they made, and then like the TTRPG needs to agree with CD Projekt Red, but then anything they do, they probably need to check with their agreement with the author. So I don't think they have much of a choice. Oh, so he's actually like wrapping it up? Yeah, I think if it were their own IP, then they'd have an easier time, probably. Oh, and then if she's going to Korea, then there's going to be like totally different time zones. And yeah, I get that. Oh, she's gonna like go away. Oh my. Honestly, I don't think I'd ever be able to do that. I hate it if my husband is like away for one night, let alone 6 months. Yeah, I get that. Of course. I mean, it's not to say that I would like, you know, if I if I were their friend, it's not like I would discourage them. I would just be like, holy crap, okay, good luck to you, because I would probably only do it if my family came with me. Yeah, I can't imagine being away for that long either. All right, okay, I'm gonna call it a day. Thanks for like being back right at the, at my return. Right at the start, you were right there again. Thanks for chatting with me. So yeah, I'll head off and I'll be back like same time next week.